about your audition with Jay-Z? Tell me what he said to you.
A really good audition.
So what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh, yes. He said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
So then he said something about a window and a door.
Oh, then he said, he did it all.
I did a lot of work on you.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said, want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
Anyway, I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She'd like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Good. Tricky Dream for writing such a beautiful record. Thank you.
I want you to think about this. Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane, to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling.
Jaguar Wright is back, and she's not holding back this time. She's coming straight for the music industry's biggest players, from Rihanna to Jay-Z, dropping explosive claims that could rock the whole entertainment world. She's laying out connections between power, fame, and control that sounds straight out of a thriller. And if even half of what she's saying is real, it's darker and deeper than anyone ever guessed. Stay locked in till the end, because what she's about to expose could flip everything you thought you knew about this industry.
Most people that watch your interviews as of late, the main question that comes up is, how does she know? Was she there? I'm gonna name some names, and I wanna know, were you around them? I would like to start what everybody knows is Jay-Z. Was it only
NDAs
Unplugged?
in my life. Both of them were with Mr.
Signed it at night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m.
Wow.
That day, I was absolutely certain.
How often does that happen? I mean, that's
Not often.
That's unheard of, right?
The most. Nobody felt what I felt.
I feel like I'm not ever trying to put my hands on anything.
He made that mistake because he needed help. Who's gonna help him?
Let's talk about Rihanna.
And I don't sign songs. I sign artists.
I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She'd like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Manson, you would have never been anything more than a shampoo girl in your mother's shop. And as long as she gets to be the prettiest, and as long as she gets to be the number one, she don't care what nobody do, how they do it. She knew what her.
For over 15 years, we've been fed the same story. Rihanna, the sweet island girl with the golden voice, Jay-Z, the powerful mentor, and Chris Brown, the villain who destroyed it all. That's the fairy tale the world bought. But Jaguar Wright says we've had it twisted from the start. She claims the real victim wasn't who we think, and the real puppet master has been hiding in plain sight, pulling strings and stacking power behind the scenes. According to Jaguar, the truth flips everything. The evidence she's seen paints Rihanna not as an innocent bystander, but as someone caught, and maybe even playing, the game. To really get it, you've got to rewind to where it all began. Not the glossy story the media sold, but the one behind closed doors. Picture this, a teenage girl, just flown in from Barbados, alone in Manhattan, middle of the night, no family, no guardian, just her and a man powerful enough to shape her entire future. Rihanna once spoke about that night like it was just an audition. But listen close, and you'll hear it. The fear, the pressure, the trap. She didn't walk into fame. She was trapped into it. Years later, Jay-Z even bragged that he wouldn't let her leave until she signed the deal. Just think about that. A grown man admitting he kept a teenage girl from going home until she put her name on a contract. That's not mentorship. That's pure control dressed up as opportunity. And what came after wasn't joy. It was trauma. Reports say Rihanna couldn't sleep for 3 nights. Not from excitement, but from fear and shock. Her body knew something was wrong, even if her mind couldn't process it. That's not the story of a star rising. That's a cry for help. Jaguar says it goes even darker. She claims Rihanna wasn't 16. She was just 15 when it all happened. A kid, alone in a corporate tower with a man who'd planned that moment for hours. And the worst part? Nobody in the industry stopped it. Nobody said a word. According to Jaguar, that signature marked the start of something far more sinister.
Most people that watch your interviews as of late, the main question that comes up is, how does she know? Was she there? I'm gonna name some names, and I wanna know, were you around them? I would like to start what everybody knows is Jay-Z. Was it only
NDAs
Unplugged?
in my life. Both of them were with Mr. Carter. Ask me what you want to know, and I'll answer what I can. We believe in the same power. We don't believe in appropriating it the same way.
I'm gonna flip it on him. Do you feel he found joy in the business or pleasure part of that?
He is the most shameful thing I've ever done. There is nothing that I experienced with that person that has not inspired shame except for Unplugged. I hate the fact that we did it all for a culture vulture.
Then came Rihanna's own words from an old interview. The one that seemed harmless back then, but now hits completely different. She talked about meeting Jay-Z for the first time, saying she was so nervous she could barely stop shaking. She described walking into that office, warm, welcoming, like a dream come true for a young artist chasing a shot at fame. She said she sang Pon de Replay and another song called Last Time, putting her whole heart into it. But then came the line that made everyone freeze. Jay-Z told her, "We don't sing songs here, we sign artists."
Let's talk about Rihanna.
And I don't sign songs, I sign artists.
She said she felt a rush of relief when he told her they were interested. But what he said next still gives people chills. Years later, Jay-Z told her there were only 2 ways to leave that room: through the door with a signed deal or through the window. And remember, they were on the 29th floor.
Tell me about your audition with Jay-Z. Tell me what he said to you.
A really good audition.
So what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
So then he said something about a window and a door.
Oh, then he said, he did it hard.
I did a lot of work on you. It's like,
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
Jaguar says that was the moment everything shifted. From that day on, Rihanna's life wasn't her own anymore. She was pushed into adult parties and high-profile scenes before she was even old enough to drive. The very people who should have protected her became the ones guiding her into chaos, and anyone who tried to speak up, they vanished like they never existed. Even her big Grammy night, the one everyone called her moment of glory, wasn't what it looked like. Jay-Z was there, watching every move, making sure everything went exactly as planned. And when you see it from that angle, you can't help but ask, was he really a mentor or a handler keeping the product in line? This wasn't a fairy tale. It was a calculated system of control dressed up as success.
Dad, I know I promised you I'm gonna give you my first Grammy. I have to fight for this one.
She said, want to thank everybody for her first Grammy.
Anyway, I'd like to thank Jay-Z for being a part of this record with me.
She like to thank Jigga Man for being the greatest in the world.
Good. Tricky Dream for writing such a beautiful record. Thank you.
Here's where Jaguar drops another bombshell. Rihanna eventually learned those same tactics herself. She picked them up like survival skills, because in that world, that's the only way to make it out alive. But Jaguar insists this didn't start with Rihanna. She was just one piece in a much bigger system, a cycle that's been running the music industry for decades. And according to Jaguar, there's one person who knows that pattern better than anyone, the woman sleeping next to Jay-Z.
I want you to think about this. Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane, to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone.
Yes, Beyonce. Jaguar claims she's known about everything for years. She's seen it all, the young girls, the manipulation, the control, and stayed silent. Not out of fear, but because, according to Jaguar, protecting the empire mattered more than protecting the victims. The so-called feminist icon, the queen of empowerment, Jaguar called her a silent witness.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and while she was asleep. You know, snacking on his big people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work.
And I'm going to say this about you now, baby. Everybody who knows you are dumb as a sack of hair. Truth is, if it wasn't for your singing and your dancing, you would have never been anything more than a shampoo girl in your mother's shop. And as long as she gets to be the prettiest, and as long as she gets to be the number one, she don't care what nobody do, how they do it. She knew what her father, Matthew Knowles, was doing with all of those other girls in Destiny's Child. She's a whole space.
Then Jaguar laid out a chilling timeline, one that goes back decades. She said it didn't start with Rihanna at all, but way before her. Beyonce at 15, Aaliyah at 16, then Rihanna at 15. Same story, same tactics, just different girls caught in the same cycle.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at this, if you look at this, wow. This guy. You're gonna let him say that? You're gonna say that? One. Exactly. He had one. He show up. He has money now. Oh, Lord. He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life. You're not wrong. At the same time, you got some shit she's like drinking. It's things to cop.
Jaguar claimed Aaliyah once turned Jay-Z down, and he didn't handle rejection well. She said anyone who ever told him no ended up paying the price. None of it was by chance. It was all calculated.
When he did the record with Jay, that's why I was that was almost like one of the things where I was just like, he's out of here, Jay. I just let it go because I couldn't believe he did a project with her, with R. Kelly, knowing that he had a girl.
Then came the insider bombshell that shook the whole industry. Producer Jonathan Hay started speaking out about what he'd seen. The side of Jay-Z the public was never meant to know. Even Dame Dash, Jay-Z's own former partner and closest ally, couldn't take it anymore and walked away for good. These weren't wild rumors. Jaguar says these were first-hand accounts from people who saw it all. The behavior behind closed doors was so twisted that even those in Jay-Z's own camp wanted nothing to do with it.
You know, I've known Puff for 30 years. I haven't been to any one of his parties, especially on the LA side, you know, not even in probably 20 years. So that was the 4th of July, and that's when he was with Jennifer Lopez. We had a barbecue. You know, we were all staying in one house, me, Aaliyah, Jay, a couple of friends. That night, no one knew who Aaliyah was with, and that's how we wanted it. You know, because at the time, her and I, you know, we hadn't like actually gone there like that yet, and you know, me and Homeboy was both trying, so no one knew who was messing with who. And you know, that night we left early. I left with Aaliyah, and that's the night that the magic happened with Aaliyah and I. So that was a magical night for me.
Do you ever feel sorry for Damien Dash whenever you hear about like his financial problems?
Nah, Dame's a hustler. Dame will figure it out. Like, Dame, very smart guy, you know, so he'll figure it out.
He was definitely playing your album and on Instagram.
Yeah, did you see that video?
Sweet.
Nah, I didn't see it.
He was in the barbershop, bobbing his head crazy to it. He said he liked it. He said he felt like he was a part of that. He knows you're telling the truth.
I feel like, you know, what people gotta understand, I mean, nothing gonna change the way I feel about Damien. You know, no matter, no time or space, no separation or anything. You know, I got love for Damien Dash the same way as I did before.
And then there was Beyonce. Jaguar claims she didn't just stay quiet, she benefited from it. Every time another young woman got tangled in Jay-Z's web, their empire grew stronger. Every cover-up polished their brand even more. Jaguar said Beyonce could have exposed everything, but instead, she became his greatest shield, the silent protector of their image, even if it meant others got hurt. Jaguar went darker, saying that choice came with consequences. Dangerous ones. Controlling victims wasn't enough. Jay-Z allegedly built a system meant to keep them quiet forever. She even told people to rewatch Rihanna's Super Bowl performance. When Rihanna flashed the Rock Nation hand sign, Jaguar claimed it wasn't power, it was submission, a message only insiders understood. Then an old Rihanna interview resurfaced, giving it all a haunting echo. She said her journey began when she met a producer vacationing in Barbados. Her friend set it up, and she sang for him right in his hotel room. Impressed, he brought her to record in his studio, and after a year, they sent her demo out. Def Jam responded first, and fast. Rihanna said when she finally met Jay-Z, he was so blown away he didn't let her leave until 3 a.m. after she signed. She admitted she was so nervous she couldn't stop shaking, calling it the longest 12 hours of her life.
That night, we didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m. Wow. That day, I was absolutely certain.
How often does that happen? I mean, that's
not often.
That's unheard of, right?
That's not, yeah. I mean, to get lawyers to draft up contracts and then the other side to agree to contracts in 10 hours that's retarded.
Jaguar pointed back to that same energy on Rihanna's Super Bowl stage years later. She said if you watch closely, Rihanna's movements tell a whole story. The way she glanced toward Jay-Z's VIP box before even moving wasn't admiration, it was conditioning, it was control. And according to Jaguar, the web went even deeper. She claimed Jay-Z kept both Rihanna and Beyonce financially chained. Not partners in power, but assets in his empire. Every public appearance, every word, every move was carefully planned to protect his image.
I have very little time, so I need to know ahead of time, should I get a bridesmaid dress ready for your wedding with Jay-Z? Are you marrying Jay-Z?
I'm not engaged.
You're not engaged?
I'm not. It's a big fat rumor.
It is, but do you think it's a possibility that you will be engaged?
One day I hope to be married, eventually with children. I grew up with both of my parents and my sister, big family. It's important to me, so I'd love to have a family.
Yeah, and so when will you and Jay-Z get married then?
I don't know.
Y'all seem like a great couple.
Thank you.
And he is...
Behind closed doors, Jaguar claimed both women were victims of the same darkness, trained by the industry to protect the very man they needed protection from. Two of the world's most powerful women silenced. Then came the story of Solange, and suddenly that infamous elevator fight made perfect sense. Jaguar said it wasn't family drama, it was rebellion. Solange was the only one brave enough to try and pull Beyonce out of Jay-Z's grip. She wasn't just throwing punches, she was fighting the system itself. But Jay-Z, as always, flipped the story. He humiliated her in public and quietly cut her out of their circle. After that night, Solange, Beyonce's closest ally, faded into the shadows.
This young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work. You know, some of you gonna go home tonight and feel like you've been robbed. Some of you may get robbed. Some of you don't belong in the category. All right, no, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
Rihanna saw everything. She watched, she learned, and soon, Jaguar claimed, those same manipulation tactics were used again, this time on someone who got too close to the truth. The real twist came when Jaguar revisited Rihanna's 2009 interview with Diane Sawyer, the one that ended Chris Brown's career overnight. Looking back, Jaguar said the whole thing feels staged. Every word sounded perfectly rehearsed, from "I'm strong" to "this happened to me, I didn't cause it." And the timing? Too perfect. It aired just as Chris was trying to rebuild his image. And one interview later, his career was done. Jaguar insists that wasn't raw emotion at all. It was strategy, a calculated performance designed to turn him into a symbol of danger, not just a man who made a mistake.
Oh, you can look at my phone. So I gave her the phone. She looks at the phone, and there's a message, and it says, "Kill the Grammys, do your thing." And I didn't read the rest of the message. I didn't open it. So she opened the message, and the rest of the message said, "I'll see you at the cloud party." So off that, she thought I was lying. She starts going off. She throws the phone, "I hate you," whatever. Starts hitting me. We're in a little Lamborghini. You know, she's fighting, and I'm like, "Look, I'm telling you the truth. I swear to God. You know, I'm telling you the truth. Stop it." So then she hits me a couple more times, and I just kind of it doesn't go from translation to "let's sit down, I'm telling you the truth." It goes to "now I'm finna be mean and be evil." Argue. So then, I remember she tried to kick me. It's like just her being upset. But then I really hit her. Like I with a closed fist, like I punched her. You know, and I busted her lip. And when I saw it, I was in shock. I was like, I hit her.
When you line that interview up with everything Jaguar's revealed, the control, the grooming, the manipulation, it stops sounding like a survivor's story and starts looking like a scripted act. Not long after, Rihanna was pulled from her original team, the same crew that made Ponder Replay, and replaced with a brand new set of handlers. She was kept in Los Angeles, hidden yet constantly pushed into adult scenes. 15, 16, 17 years old, hanging out at places like the Rainbow Room, living a life way too grown for her age.
In the beginning of my career, I remember Ponder Replay started doing really well, and he came up to me at a showcase and he said, "You must be a really great person because great things keep happening for you. Don't ever change who you are. Always remain humble, the same." And it kind of rings in my ear. Like every day I hear that, and it stuck with me, and I have a lot to be grateful for.
On this day in 2009, Chris Brown pleaded guilty to 1 count of assault on his former girlfriend, Rihanna. The 19-year-old R&B singer was sentenced to 5 years probation in order to do 6 months of community service.
Your attorney has advised the court that you wish to enter a plea guilty to that charge. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
He would be required to serve 180 days in county jail or the equivalent of his labor, as the court has indicated. Ms. Tempe?
I did, thank you. My client, Rihanna Tempe.
However, I recognize that you attend numerous industry events together, and so when you are at those events, I have reduced the scaleway distance to 10.
One insider claimed everyone around Rihanna knew she wasn't of age. He said his friend found out she was only 17 when people swore she was 21. And when he called the team out, they brushed it off like it was nothing, saying, "It's cool." Later, the industry tried to spin it as a misunderstanding. even saying they made it up to boost her single. But Jaguar said the truth went way beyond that. She claimed one of Jay-Z's close industry contacts, Jonathan Hay, became a target after digging too deep. According to Jaguar, Hay had been promised a deal with Tidal. But instead, after he started investigating another scandal involving Drake, things turned dark fast. He and his daughter were allegedly duct taped and beaten inside their own home. Jaguar said that wasn't random. It was a message, a warning to anyone daring to get too close to the truth. That's when Jaguar asked the question everyone else was too scared to say. Who really taught Rihanna to play the perfect victim while the real power stayed hidden? But she didn't stop there. She laid out what she called Jay-Z's elimination machine. Jaguar claimed that anyone who knew too much or tried to leave ended up erased. DeHaven gone, Dame Dash ruined, Aaliyah, who turned him down, gone in that tragic crash, and Kathy White, rumored to be carrying his child, suddenly dead after a mysterious aneurysm. She said it always followed the same formula: isolate, discredit, eliminate. And in Jaguar's eyes, Chris Brown was just another name on that list.
It's hurt the most. Nobody felt.
All these voices I'm not ever told Blue my name.
He made that mistake because he needed help. Who's gonna help him?
She looks at the phone and message and said, "I'll see you at the cloud party." All thought you thought I was lying.
So angry.
I'm telling you the truth, I swear to God.
It has not been easy.
I got punched for it. I did it, I busted her lip. When I saw it, I was in shock. I hit him. Didn't know. Like me, I felt like it.
It happened to me in front of the world. It was embarrassing. It was humiliating. It was hurtful.
I don't want to hurt my girl.
I truly do. The main thing for me is that this peace.
Jaguar claimed insiders, whistleblowers, and even victims have secretly sent her proof, too scared to go public but desperate to expose the truth. Then came the connection that blew the internet apart, the Kathy White theory. Jaguar said Beyonce's song, Daughter, might be a hidden confession about Kathy, Jay-Z's alleged mistress, who vanished after getting pregnant. Fans had already noticed the odd pregnancy timelines, the viral deflating belly clip, and lyrics that suddenly hit different. Jaguar claimed Kathy's death wasn't just about protecting Jay-Z. Beyonce allegedly helped cover it up. From there, the story stopped being about one man's power and became something bigger, a machine built to protect it. She said Rihanna's final transformation completed the cycle, from victim to accomplice, from survivor to weapon. According to Jaguar, Rihanna learned Jay-Z's methods so well, she became his perfect tool, used to silence anyone who got too close. Chris Brown, she said, was just the one the world got to see. Jaguar described it as a polished but terrifying cycle. Smooth on the surface, deadly underneath. Then came the moment that gave everyone chills, Rihanna's Grammy speech. She'd once told her dad she'd give him her first Grammy, joking, "We might have to fight for this one." But when she finally stood on that stage, thanking Jay-Z, her team, and Barbados, Jaguar said it wasn't just gratitude, it was a coded salute to the empire that made her untouchable. That's when Jaguar's biggest question hit hard. Are these stars really survivors? Or are they part of the cover-up itself? Because once the story's written, it becomes armor. Rihanna's victim image didn't just protect her, it protected them. Every headline, every teary interview, every glossy photo wasn't healing, it was controlled. And in Jaguar's words, anyone who questioned the script instantly became the villain. That's how Jay-Z's empire stayed in power. Rihanna became untouchable, and everyone in the industry knew the rule. Speak a different version, and your career is over. Blacklisted, threatened, erased. Silence wasn't fear, it was policy. Jaguar said that silence became their greatest weapon, and loyalty was the price of survival. While others vanished, Rihanna's power exploded. Billion-dollar brands, global fame, fashion empires shining so bright no one dared look at the shadows behind them. And Beyonce? She mastered the quiet game. She didn't need words. Her silence said everything. That, Jaguar claimed, is how the machine works. Some become ammunition, Others become shields, all protecting the same fortress too powerful for truth to touch. Those who tried to speak, the assistants, early staff, background voices, learned fast what happens when you cross it. Calls stop, jobs vanish, stories die. Jaguar said this isn't a scandal, it's the blueprint of power. A system built not just on fame and fortune, but on silence, fear, and victims trained to guard the very secrets that broke them. Then came the clip that started it all, Rihanna's old interview. Her voice cracked as she said she was strong, that it could happen to anyone, but the humiliation still stung. She admitted she didn't want people to think she loved someone who could hurt her, that it was embarrassing, human, and painfully real. She spoke about being put on a pedestal she never asked for, about lying to herself just to make the pain fade, rewriting the story so it hurt a little less. Now, as Jaguar keeps talking, people are finally paying attention. The whispers are getting louder, and the cracks in the story are starting to show. But what do you think? Is Rihanna a victim or a survivor, shaped by the system? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, share, and subscribe, because the next reveal might shake everything you thought you knew.